For our thought for this week, I invite you to take time to think of and give thanks for someone who has inspired you. It may be a person alive today or an individual from the past who in your eyes is or was a hero or heroine. Before retirement, I worked for the NHS for 40 years, so it gave me great pleasure when I realised I had been rostered to provide a thought for August the 13th. Today marks the anniversary of the death of one of this nation's greatest female icons, a true trailblazer whose name is recognised around the world. Yet, to find the place of her burial, you would need to journey to a quiet, leafy Hampshire churchyard where the family memorial bears the names of her parents and her sister, along with the letters F.N., the owner of these simple initials being none other than Florence Nightingale. Born May the 12th, 1820, 200 years ago, Florence died aged 90 on August the 13th, 1910, after a long life through which she had an amazing effect and influence on the care of the sick and dying, the nursing profession and nursing education. Today thanks is offered to God for her life in the prayers of the Anglican Church. As a Christian, I find it significant that Florence, in published writings, attributed her life work to a calling from God. She firmly believed that her vocation to serve the poor and the sick, regardless of religion, ethnicity or wealth, was God-given as a calling to use her intelligence, knowledge and skills to better the health of the nation and to play her part in building God's kingdom. Her incredible achievements in the sphere of healthcare are well known, as is her work in the hospital in Scutari at the height of the Crimean War, where her nighttime ward rounds checking on those with horrific war injuries earned her the nickname the Lady with the Lamp. The lamp can still be seen today at the Nightingale Museum within the grounds of St Thomas Hospital, London, where she famously established the School of Nursing. Yet what is not so well known is the calling from God that she received, aged 16 years old. For Florence, her vocation began as she sat beneath one of the giant Lebanese cedar trees in the garden of her family home at Embley Park near Romsey. She wrote of how, on February the 7th, 1837, she knew God's will for her life. Hear her own words. I feel that it is such a blessing to have been called, however unworthy, to be a handmaid of the Lord. The same cedar trees are still standing in the grounds of the school that is now established in Embley Park. Yet interestingly, Florence and her sister were home educated by their father, who gave them a thorough understanding of mathematics, particularly statistics, languages, religion and science. In later life, Florence suffered chronic ill health, yet continued to have a huge influence on the developments of health and nursing care, and her faith in God remained central to all that she did, all that she prayed, dreamed and planned. We know from her writings she believed God is found in nature and in science, and she felt drawn closest to her Lord through her love of learning and the call to serve the sick and the suffering, most especially through her own and others' actions that demonstrated love and care for those living in poverty. So with others around the world, I especially remember Florence in my prayers today. I invite you to give thanks for her life, but also thanks for whoever has made a huge influence on your life, and maybe has been, even still is, an inspiration on your personal journey of faith. Florence called to others to discover a truly deep relationship with God, and those words can speak from the past to our hearts and minds, for indeed she wrote, "Look for God's thought, feeling and purpose. In a word, his spirit is within you and without, behind you, before you. It is indeed omnipresent. Work your true word, and you will find His presence in yourself.